What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us. You're listening to What the Football. Well, listening or watching, depending on whatever platform you're on. But we're glad that you're with us. It was another great weekend in the Premier League. We got some exciting games to talk about. One in particular that may be a contender for the game of the season. We're talking about Newcastle versus Liverpool and more in What the Football. Judah,
What's up?
brother, how you doing?
I'm alright, bro. I'm still alive. I thank God for everything. It's another week, man. Another week. So much to talk about. And we're here again. So
Are you buzzing?
let's go. Yes. Yes, I am. You already know why, bro. I am buzzing, and you know why. You know why. Tell the people why. Tell them why.
3-0. Finally, you get a win
Woo!
at the bridge.
Woo!
Was it at the bridge? Yes, it was at the bridge.
Yeah, it was at the bridge.
Yes.
As you say, finally, 3 points on the block. It was an okay game, but definitely, I'm sorry, but it's Luton Town, so you expect them to win. So if they did not win, that would have been crazy. But it is Luton Town. 3 points, 3-0. Sterling and Jackson on the score sheet. So, Kalas, bro.
Yeah, man.
On to the next one.
Well, your weekend was a bit better than mine, but we'll talk about that later. But we have a big game to talk about. Newcastle versus Liverpool. Is that already a contender for the game of the season?
So far, I think it is. But as you already know, the season is still very young.
Right.
But, bro, it was a great game. It was a great game. I wish I saw all of it because I missed some minutes. But, my guy, that was a beautiful game.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful game to watch. You know the funny thing? It's a what the football kind of game.
That's right.
For games like that, we do this podcast. It's for games like that.
That's right. That's
games
absolutely
where people
right.
go, why do these guys really love football?
Yeah.
Yeah, games like that.
Yeah, this was one of those
Well,
games.
I think for Newcastle fans, no. But for us, yeah.
Oh, for sure. This was one of those games where non-football lovers often worry. They often wonder why we watch football because it's a 2-1 score line.
Yeah.
And not a lot of scoring, and somebody got a red card, but why was this a big deal? But if you know, you know. If you're a football fan, you watched that game, you were probably on the edge of your seat, and you enjoyed that. Hopefully enjoyed that as much as we did. But, man, let's get into some of the big moments of the game. Starting with Trent. Was Trent a lucky boy?
You can say so. You can say so. Because the ref decided not to show him a second yellow. I don't think in the moment there was so much issue with that. But if he had shown him a second yellow, I don't think there would also be so much issue with that. In the sense that those are the kind of situations where you just go, it's the referee's discretion. If he gives it, it is what it is. If he doesn't give it, it's also what it is. So you could say he's a lucky boy, or he was a lucky boy. But I guess lucky for Liverpool, they had him.
Do you think, I don't know what your thought is about how the referees are sort of, they're becoming more strict on the sort of on-pitch conduct and sort of like this the touchline conducts as well, because you could I heard Klopp arguing after the game, or not arguing, but like his comment was that you could argue that Trent was fouled as well right before he and so it's just kind of one of those things where, like, okay, you could argue that he was fouled, but at the same time he kind of he didn't even throw the ball that aggressively. And so I thought it was interesting that he was given a yellow card for that, whereas he wasn't given a yellow card for the push on Anthony Gordon later on,
Mm-hmm.
which is where people thought
Yeah.
like, oh, he is really lucky, and so I don't know. Anyway, um, but I guess
Mm, yes, sir.
lucky or not, good for Liverpool because they got the win in the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, they were without their captain for most of the match. Van Dijk went off with a red
Yes.
card. Was that harsh?
Oh, nah. I don't think it was harsh.
Really?
Um, because I think I saw the replay, and he actually did get Isak. So he he clears Isak off, and then he hits the ball, but he clears the man first. Now I think he's given the red card not just because he clears Isak off, but because on the line he seemed like the last man. So if Isak had gone through what Virgil did was obstruct a clear goal scoring opportunity.
Hmm.
I think that was what it was. So was he harsh? I'd say no. I don't think the referee got it wrong. I think yeah, it's a red card. I'm okay with it.
But did he? It seemed from replays and from different angles, it seemed like he got the ball first. Was that correct or no?
Now he got the man first.
He got the
He
man
got Isak
first.
first.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I saw though. I hope
Okay.
my eyes are okay.
Yeah, sometimes you never know. Even with VAR, we can't really tell what the right decision is sometimes.
Yeah, I hope my eyes are okay, but I think he got the man first.
Okay.
So
And
he
so
hits through Isak and then hits the ball.
so he got the man first, and obviously, I mean, I think
Yeah,
other than that, everybody on everybody's mind it was the like you said, the last man sort of thing, and so
yeah,
that's why he
yeah,
had um the red card. But even with that, they kept going on, and eventually they scored later on, like way later on in the game, and they got the win. Were
yeah,
Newcastle
yeah.
unlucky?
I don't think they were unlucky.
Mm.
Um, they played against 10 men for over 60 minutes. Bruh, that's a good amount of the game.
Yeah.
That's like because Van Dijk was sent off in the first half
Yep.
before the 30th minute mark, I believe, if I'm not
Yep.
wrong. So they played 60 to 68 minutes thereabouts against 10 men.
Yep.
Um, I don't think they were unlucky. No, I don't. As I always say, Liverpool turn up when you don't expect. I said it last week on this show that Liverpool will go to St. James Park and they would win there. But some funny team will come to Anfield and they will defeat Liverpool. So this is just Liverpool being
Liverpool.
Liverpool. Yeah, they're just Liverpool, bro. So I don't think Newcastle are unlucky. Um, I think Gordon had a good game. Anthony Gordon had a
Oh,
good game.
he was incredible.
But yeah, I think Eddie Howe needs to go and ask what happened.
Hmm.
He needs to go back, think with his coaching staff. They need to ask themselves that question: what happened? What really happened to us? Why did this? Because for them, they had 3 points.
Hmm.
Then they had 1 point. And even what at the time they had 1 point, they would feel like it was 2 points lost, not 1 point
Hmm.
gained. And from then, they had no point. So that transition in the same game was crazy because as at 80 minutes, you had 3 points. Because I think Darwin's first goal was 82 or something. So as at 80 minutes, you had
Yep.
3 points in the bag. Minutes later, you had 1 point in the bag. Minutes later, you had no point in the bag.
Yep.
So I think Eddie Howe needs to sit back and think and go, what happened? Do they
Right.
blame it on Botman? You know, Botman left, got injured, and was taken off. Do you say, oh, because we lost Fan Botman? But I don't think that is what it was. Because Nunez had 2 opportunities, 2 goals. Yeah, so for me, they were not unlucky. I feel like maybe they assumed they already had the win, but it is what it is. They lost. Shout out to Liverpool.
And what about, the impact players like Darwin Nunes? I mean, he just came on and changed the game, and he gave them a little bit
Yeah,
of that extra firepower. Is this probably
yeah.
going to be the season where we see Nunes really hit his stride?
I hope so, bro. I hope so. If I'm not just I, we hope so. By we, I
Oh,
mean football fans. We hope so.
oh, for sure.
We
Yeah.
hope so because last season, I think one of the things that happened to him was he got himself into good goal scoring opportunities, situations. Let me say it that way. And he didn't get so many goals. I think at
Mm.
some point there was a lot of banter about him missing so many chances
Mm.
towards the end of last season. So I
Mm.
think we all hope that this season will be way better because to have a league that has Haaland, Darwin, and the United guy, Hoylund. So we want to see a league that has top strikers getting a lot of goals. As a league, Kane is gone, so we
Yeah.
need strikers. We need strikers stepping up. We need the ball hitting the back of the net.
Yeah.
The adrenaline pump happens when the goal goes in and all of that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
seeing the game yesterday, I'm not a Newcastle supporter. I'm not a Liverpool supporter. But Darwin's goals just were like, wow, that's awesome. It just
Yeah.
gives you that pump, that push, that vibe. And we are vibe people. We need those vibes.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
we hope so. I'm
Well,
speaking
does
for all
that?
football fans, bro. We hope so.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But does that say something about his position as well? Because I know he's been kind of like on the wing for Liverpool sometimes, but the two goals that came in were like him kind of playing as a central striker basically, and
Hmm.
he had those kind of runs, um yeah, I don't know if that's anything that contributes to his way of scoring goals, because the boy can score, like there's no doubt about that.
Hmm.
I mean, he scored pretty much similar goals. Both the goals were similar, and they were from the same sort
Yeah,
of area. And so I just wonder, like, does that say something
yeah.
about which position he should play, if he does play? Um, and
I guess so.
yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
Well, I guess so. The thing is, no matter what we say here, and my assumption is Klopp knows him better than we do. Klopp knows him better. Klopp knows the opposition every week. Yeah, true. So we could be here saying, "Oh yeah, he's better
yeah,
in the ninth position." Klopp could think he's better playing as a six or an eight. I really don't care. The good thing is he's a striker. He gets goals. He got two goals. Those two goals mean a whole lot to Liverpool and their season already. So
true.
I hope Klopp plays him wherever he wants him or wherever he's better position to get the goals, man. I really don't mind, to be honest. That's the least of our problems. But speaking about Klopp, though, beautiful substitutions in the game.
Mm,
His substitutions were beautiful. The even apart from Darwin scoring the two goals, Diego Jota also had a really good game, and
true.
he was
Yeah,
on
when
for a
he
few
came on,
minutes
yeah,
also.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah, so he came on. So I think club substitutions were really good. Nunes and Jota, I think, were great. Harvey Elliott, I think he also did okay, but definitely Nunes, Diego Jota, beautiful. To have to
yeah,
play against Newcastle at
with
St.
10
James
men.
Park with 10 men and to leave there with 3 points after
Right.
being 1-0 down, bruh, that is like awesome. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. I actually wish I was a Liverpool guy, but I'm not. But shout out to Liverpool.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Shout out to Liverpool. Well played.
Yeah,
Commiserations to Newcastle, but don't write them off yet. I guess like there's still
not
more to
yet.
come.
Not yet.
I would
Not
say
yet.
actually they played some beautiful football. Shout out to Almiron, man. Like how different is it to say
Yeah.
right now playing like Almiron compared to 2 seasons ago when Grealish
Yeah.
said what he said. Like playing like Almiron is
Ah,
now
man.
something else.
Man. Yeah, Amiron is a big boy now.
Yeah,
Well, I think he's always been, but
true,
he's
true.
grown in confidence. I think he sees himself as an important part of the team.
Mm,
He knows his worth. He knows the value he contributes to the team. He has a wicked left foot. He actually struck the crossbar also
yeah,
during the game.
he had a few
He
good
had a really
chances.
nice
Yeah,
shot that went off the crossbar. Yeah. So shout out to him also, but they lost. You take it on the chin, you move on.
I
And their
just
next game is a big game. We'll talk about that later though.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. Their next game is against Brighton. Brighton,
Hmm.
who had actually their first loss against West Ham.
Oof, bruh. I saw that game.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should say I was surprised by the outcome of the game. But
Mm.
as you said in the last episode, Brighton are the only team who had scored 4 times in their first 2 games. So they scored 4 in the first game, I think against Luton, 4 or 5, I can't remember. Then their next game against Wolves, they scored 4 again. So I started seeing the game, hoping to see that Brighton would score another 4 goals. But man, West Ham spoils the party. Seriously, West Ham spoils the party.
Mm.
And the good thing was because I also saw West Ham against Chelsea. So it was nearly the same West Ham. They played as a team. They were compact. All they did was soak up all of Brighton's pressure and hit them on the counter. The first goal, signature stuff. Get the ball to Antonio. Try to get the ball to Antonio and let Antonio do what Antonio does. That guy
Yeah,
frustrates defenders.
he's a menace, huh?
That guy is just, I don't know, man. That guy is, he's like a one-man army.
And he seems to be getting
He's,
better.
I tell you, he's done it for so long that he's so good at it.
Yeah.
He's there. They're pushing him. He's pushing back. I know he has great body strength. His upper body is just awesome. He has stamina. He has all of that. And he gets the ball and he gets it to Ward-Prowse, who gets the first goal. And you could see clearly what Brighton were doing. They had 2 defenders, 3. So it was, with the ball, they were in a 2-3-5. And West Ham defended against that and they did it so well. So well. It was a great game for West Ham, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Not
they're
for Brighton,
top.
but it was a great game.
I think they're top of the table now.
So at the end of Saturday's games, West Ham went up.
Oh,
But
now
now
City is,
City has
yeah.
played. Yeah, City have played and they've won, so City have gone top. By the end of Saturday's games, West Ham were top. They had seven
That's right.
points
Yeah,
from
yeah,
9.
yeah. Yeah,
They were
yeah.
top, and it was a great game. What's his name? Suchek. Thomas Suchek got substituted because I think he took a punch to the face from the goalie, so he got
Ooh.
substituted. Yeah, yeah. And Said Berama came in, and Said also played awesome, like
Yeah.
awesome. Said, he had an assist for the second goal, getting the ball on the left and just throwing it on the other side for Bowen, and even
And that,
Antonio's goal to make it 3.
yeah, but just going back, that finish from Bowen, man, that was
Oh,
just
that was good.
this sublime finish.
Yeah.
Just
That was
smooth.
good. That was just good. That was just good. The way they got the ball out, so their outlets for the ball was just beautiful. It was
Yeah.
just beautiful. David Moyes has done, as I keep saying, to some people he was parking the bus, but he was parking the bus to receive pressure and just releasing attackers on the counter. It was so good.
Mm,
The same thing they did against Chelsea, and they won against Chelsea 3
yeah.
1. The
Yeah.
same thing they did against Brighton. They won against Brighton 3-1.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, Brighton was they did this in the Amex away from home, so it was a great
Mm,
game for them. Great game for them. And shout out to Areola, the West Ham goalie.
yeah. Yeah.
He pulled off some really good saves also. So it
Mm,
wasn't like Brighton were not attacking. Brighton
sure.
were.
Sure.
Areola pulled off great saves, really great saves, man. Shout out to the guy. Shout out to the guy.
But
It's a beautiful
and
game.
Pascal Gross had a long range effort that was the only goal that they scored. But you're right,
Yeah,
like
that was a good goal.
Ariola had a really good game. But Michael Antonio, man, like that guy, he scored a similar goal against Chelsea and now like a similar goal against Brighton where
Mm-hmm.
just like he's on that one position and then he is able to get a really, really good strike in and that turns into a goal. But he's so his because of how big he is, how strong he is, he's just like kind of
Mm-hmm.
similar to Lukaku, but like back when like Lukaku was
Lakaka.
really bro, let's not do that. Let's
Lakaka.
not poor man, like he's at a tough time already. Shouldn't
Nah,
banter.
he is. He's having a tough time. I'm not battering him. I'm just saying the word. I I hear people say that stuff like.
Well, that's because of like anyway that Lakaka thing is just it's a meme, unfortunately.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Hopefully, it can
yeah.
overcome that. But no, Mikel Antonio, man, that guy is just. It's cool to see how well he's doing, and at one
Mm-hmm,
point, I will admit, at one point, I was just like, this guy's not very good, but man, like he's proving himself to be better and better.
mm-hmm,
And like frustrating defenders, being able to take them on one,
mm-hmm,
having a good link up play, and then at the same time, it's kind of holding himself down and being able to
mm-hmm.
convert those chances into actual goals. So he's doing really well. Shout out to Michael Antonio.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out, Mika.
Um, but in another part of London is Arsenal versus Fulham, and
Okay.
that
I
was
really want to hear what you have to say about this game. I really want to hear what you have to say because I've listened to a few Arsenal supporters speak. Are you guys okay? Should I say you guys? Yeah, I can say you guys to generalize the Arsenal guys. You guys feel like, or you guys react like it was a loss. It wasn't a loss.
okay. Oh boy. Okay. Um. Okay. So you're right. It wasn't a loss, but it felt
Okay.
like a loss because
Why?
there's an expectation, I think, from Arsenal fans or supporters that
Hmm.
the team should be playing as well as they were playing last season or even better. And it felt like, at least
Okay.
for the first half or the majority of the first part of the game, it felt like
Hmm.
the team was not playing very well. And they gave the goal away.
Okay.
Um, like there's the Saka back pass, and that resulted in the goal. But there seemed to be in some way there seemed to be not formation issues but selection issues. So
Okay.
we got Thomas Partey playing in right back, and
Ouch.
Arteta's he loves the inverted fullbacks and then coming into midfield, creating that overload,
Mm,
playing
mm,
football in the opponent's half, and creating the
mhm,
chances which would result in goals, which is true. But I think that's not working. We saw that work really well once Thomas Partey came off. Ben White moved into the right back role, and we had Zinchenko in left back. And so
mhm,
those guys were then able to move into midfield. And I think that's when things started to change quite a bit. And then you could see Arsenal from last season playing football compared to when Party was right back. It doesn't seem to be working really well. Um,
mm,
and so obviously, I think the inverted fullbacks is fine, but then it's more of a selection issue than it is a formation issue, because we have to put the right people in those right spots to perform those roles well. And man, I get
mhm.
my guy Kai Havertz, man. Kai Havertz was Shy Havertz. The boy needs time to adapt, and I don't know what it is with you
Yeah, he
guys.
does.
I don't know
He
what is.
does. He does. Give the boy time, bro. Give the boy time.
Well, that's one thing, but then I don't know what it is with you guys selling us players without the batteries or something, because we got Willian forgetting to play football, and then now Kai Havertz coming over and like he's passing to somebody that isn't even there on the pitch. So
I know, bro.
so I'm like, man, Kai Havertz is sort of Shy Havertz at the moment. He needs to have a bit more confidence.
I guess so. He needs time. I think the boy needs time.
He does need time.
Um, he has potential. I think Ateta wouldn't sign him if he doesn't think he's a good player.
True.
I think he is a good player, or he has the tendency to become a good player. Um, he's not a magician yet. He needs time and all of that, and maybe he's also still getting used to Ateta's way of wanting his teams to play. I don't know, but I think
Well,
Havertz is not a bad player.
Oh no,
I
he's
don't
not
think
a
he's a
bad
bad
player at
player.
all.
Yeah,
Actually, you could see what they're trying to do with him because he's able to have those runs and those sort of
yeah, yeah,
like ghost runs. Basically, you don't kind of notice until
yeah,
like finally he's there and like he's able to
yeah,
get on the end of chances. He just wasn't able to convert him. But I think for me, the thing was when he was sort of creating those passes. He had a chance to pass to Martinelli, but he passed back and like Martinelli wasn't there. And so it's just like having an understanding. And I think that'll happen
yeah.
over time. I will say though,
I
it
hope
is
so.
a little bit concerning when
Yeah,
you pay what 60 million or something for a player and he's
thereabouts.
kind of
Yeah.
lacking in confidence at the moment. So my hope is that bounces back and he's able to really show up. But I think I would love to see Thomas Partey and Declan Rice in a midfield instead of
Mm-hmm.
Havertz and Declan Rice because I think those two can really control the game. And you got
Mm-hmm.
Declan Rice making those line breaking passes, which he did quite a few
Mm-hmm.
times in this Fulham game. So I would love to see that, but let's see what happens in the next game. I'm a little concerned with these experiments going on and the whole inverted fullback and then putting like Thomas Partey in right back and somebody else in another
Yeah,
position. I'm just like, we need to go back to
yeah,
basics, man. Football's about scoring goals and stopping the opponent from scoring goals. And
yeah,
if we're getting caught up in all these inverted fullbacks, false nine, double
yeah,
pivot, whatever, like
yeah,
genius things that these managers do, like we got to go back to basics a little bit and make sure that we're scoring the chances that we're getting and we're stopping the opponents from scoring because if we don't do that next week against United, United has some good players in their team and they will definitely be looking to score if we keep keeping up this like whatever experiment this is.
yeah, yeah. I guess so. But the thing is, everybody knows, or everybody I think should know that Ateta is a Pep guy.
Well, true.
Ateta has worked under Pep. He spent time with Pep. He loves Pep and all of that.
Sure,
And you know
sure.
what Pep is? Pep is the coach who tries everything. Uh, Different formations, different players in different positions. Last season he played Bernardo Silva as a wing back.
Yeah,
So that's a Pep kind of thing.
yeah,
And the thing is, Pep does it. And last season he won the treble.
true.
So I'm guessing Ateta is going. Maybe I need to step up a bit. And, be like my one time master or my one time boss, whatever.
Sure, you're
So
sure.
I'm yeah. So I'm guessing Ateta is trying to just show himself as a Pep disciple. The second thing I will say though is 3 4 years ago,
Sure.
7 points from a possible nine. Arsenal fans will be happy. You guys would love it. You guys will not be complaining. 3 4 years ago, bro, the same Arsenal that you saw, we should have done this, we should have done that, we should have done blah blah blah, and all of that. 3 4 years ago, you guys would have taken 7 points from nine.
Times have changed,
But last
bro.
season, yeah, last season you guys were in the title race, you almost won it, then you bottled it and all of that, and now you feel like every game is a must win. So I think the expectation of the team has really grown. So that's really good for you guys. But
Well, the
let's
thing
take it, bro.
is,
It's 7 out of 9.
well, here
Take it.
no, but
Seven out
here's
of
the
nine. It's
thing.
not bad.
This is the Premier League. Like this isn't like La Liga or Ligue 1 or something like that. Or like
Just,
like
just so that
PS.
everybody knows, I didn't say that. He said that. That was not me. I did not say.
Yeah, you know what? I did say it because we know PSG is gonna win Ligue 1. We know PSG is gonna win Ligue 1. We know Bundesliga is gonna
Okay.
Bayern Munich is gonna win
Bayern.
Bundesliga. They got Harry Kane
Bundesliga.
this year. They've got goals in the bag. Like he's already firing on all
Okay.
cylinders.
I hope we can keep this clip and we can show it at the end of the season.
Oh, for sure, because that's
I
gonna
know the funny
happen.
thing. People would say we already know City will win the league. So what do you have to say about
Maybe,
that?
maybe, but this is the
Yeah.
Premier League where Brighton, who won 4-1 in a row, or twice in a row, they lost to West Ham
Mm,
3-1. You know, Arsenal, who
yeah.
should have gone in, who went in thinking they were gonna win Fulham, they
Yeah.
ended up drawing, and they could have very well lost the game as well. To be honest with you, with the way we played in the first half, we could have lost. My
Yeah.
point being, this is the Premier League where you have to pretty much look at every game as a must-win game if you want to win, if you want to lift that trophy at the end of the season. That's the
Yeah.
kind of the mentality I think the team had last season, but we fell short. And as a supporter, I look at last season's performance and I go, they should be getting better. But then when we try these
Hmm.
experiments and it's not working, like I hope they're looking at it going, okay, against United we can't monkey around with stuff. We have to really go back and we have to go, okay, no unnatural positions. We're only putting people
Okay.
in those positions that naturally play as like those wing backs, and they can come in. I
Okay.
think Ben White is more than capable to play that inverted right back role. I think Zinchenko is
Hmm.
Zinchenko. He does that really well already, and he's able to
Hmm.
naturally come in and do that. But I think, um, I think next week they can't do what they've done so far, and I think
Yeah.
as just as a supporter, like that is, you're right, like we do have those expectations for our team to do well because it's been too long, man, like 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. But
So
you guys
anyway,
are you enjoying the community shield and stuff like that. So that's consolation for the time being.
no, that's just the beginning. We're just warming up. We're just warming up. But like that's,
Man, I miss Byron for weeks like this, bro. I miss Byron.
oh
Yeah.
man, it's I that, for those who don't know, that's a mutual friend of ours. But
Yeah, he is. He is.
shout out
Yeah.
Byron. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just, you want to see your team do well, and for us, it's just been too long. And last season gave us that glimpse of hope, and so now we're like,
Yeah.
we want to see these guys lift a trophy, and that's what they should be
Uh,
working towards. So, but like you said, it's humbling as well. It's the start of the season. Let's take it
yeah.
easy, and we'll see
Yeah.
where the season goes.
Sure thing, man. Sure thing. Sure thing.
Um, but moving on to some of the major, there's some big games happening next weekend. Um,
Oh yeah. Okay.
uh, do you want to talk about what's happening next weekend? There's in the
Oh,
Premier League.
okay. So in the Premier League, I think next weekend is Arsenal again. Arsenal and Manchester United.
I love how you say that.
So I think that's a big game for the week.
Right.
So Arsenal on 7 points, United on 6 points. So
Mm,
it's a tight one.
yep.
Um, Arsenal at home again.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't know. Should I pick a winner? I'd go for a draw.
Oh. Oh wow.
I'll go for a
Okay.
draw. Yeah, I think I
Okay.
think I think I think it should be a draw. Yeah. How about
Okay.
you? What are you thinking?
I mean, I'm always hoping for a win, especially against United.
Yeah.
I became a fan of Arsenal during the times when we just kept losing to them and losing to them. It was so annoying. And so
Yeah.
I'm never gonna forget that FA Cup win against United where Danny Welbeck scored the winner. And that was just so sweet to see that. And so
Cool.
I'm
Cool.
hoping for a win. Let's see.
I
So
I'll go for a draw.
we'll know
I'll go for a
next
draw.
week in our next episode how my mood is, if we end up winning or losing or drawing. But another big game is Brighton
Okay.
versus Newcastle.
Oh yeah. I think so. I think that's a big game. Definitely. The two teams are in Europe this season, but
Right?
also because they just lost their games.
Yeah.
So as we said, Brighton lost to West Ham, and Newcastle lost to Liverpool. Actually,
Yeah.
they both lost home games. Brighton
Ooh.
lost at home, Newcastle lost at home.
Mm.
So I think it's going to be a very tough one.
Yeah.
But it's good for Brighton because they have 6 points, but Newcastle have only 3 points. So I think Newcastle need the
Mm.
win much more than Brighton do. For that, I'm thinking I'll go for a Brighton win. That's
Ooh, really?
yeah. I want to go for the tough one. I think
Okay.
I'll go for a Brighton win. Yeah.
Okay. I think I
How
want
about
to.
you?
Ooh. I think it might be a draw. Let's see.
Okay. A draw
I
will be
think
okay, I guess.
I think both teams are really capable, and it's going to be a very high energy game. You know how both of them play, especially with Deserby
Yeah,
coming in with Brighton. Um,
yeah.
I think it's gonna be an equal. They're gonna be it'll be an equal match for both of those teams. So let's
I
see.
guess so. I guess so. The two coaches are young
Yep.
and they are tactical coaches.
Yep.
So I think it will be a tough game, but
Yep.
I think I expect Brighton to win. But I won't be surprised if they don't anyway. Because Newcastle is also a good team. Yeah, that's what I think.
That's right. But and at the same time, like it is also if if uh if you were entertained, if you're a football fan entertained by the Newcastle versus Liverpool game, I can only imagine how
Yeah,
entertaining Brighton versus Newcastle could be.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's one of the reasons why we're talking about it because it will be a game to watch next week. A good
yeah.
a good
I think
football match to
it'll also be a
watch.
game. I hope it will be a game with goals though.
Oh yeah, for
That's
sure.
I hope it will not be a 1-0. I hope it will be like maybe a 4-2 or 3-2 or something like that. If somebody wins, I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
come on, man. Even a 1-0 game is entertaining for a football fan,
Yeah, it is. It is. It
right?
is. So a 1-0 game with a lot of opportunities created and maybe good saves and good talking points is still an interesting game.
That's true. And I'm just saying
Yeah.
because for people who don't watch football, they look at a 1-0 game or a 1-1 game and they go, "Ah,
Yeah.
that's like not a
Yeah. True. That.
not a very
True.
entertaining
Yeah.
game." But for us, like we look at some of those games and we're like, it's still an entertaining regard. Anyway, we'll go on and on talking
Yeah.
about football. Elsewhere, there's some Serie A games that are big coming up next weekend, right?
Yes. Yes. So this weekend also it's Roma versus Milan, AC Milan. Um, I think it's going to be a big game. So
Mm,
right now Milan are top of the league from the first two games, but bro, it's AS Roma. It's Jose Mourinho,
that's
the
right.
special one.
The special one, yeah.
The special one, bro. So you never know. And they most likely will get Lukaku signed. That's Roma.
Right, yeah. They're trying to
So you
push,
never know.
yeah.
So the
They're
team,
pushing hard.
yeah,
Mourinho
they're
is
trying to get
pushing hard.
Lukaku in. Yeah, they're trying to get Lukaku. They still have Tammy Abraham. So I think he's trying to get his team set for the season. But it's Milan with Christian Pulisic there now, Ruben Loftus-Cheek there now, Noah Okafor's there now,
Mm,
and Samuel Chukwueze from Villarreal is also there now. So it's the two teams are definitely putting up. Roma haven't had a good start. I think in the two games they've lost
mm,
one and they've drawn one. So I
okay,
think it's going to be a big game for them, especially because Roma is playing at home. So I
okay,
think that's going to be a big game.
okay.
I hope Milan wins because I know a lot of Milan guys, and Milan is kind of like my team in Italy. So I hope Milan win. So that's what
Okay,
I think.
okay,
For
okay. And then the other one's Napoli versus Lazio.
oh yeah. Napoli versus Lazio. I think it's also a good game because last season Napoli definitely won the league. They won the Scudetto, but Lazio were second. So this is first versus second from last season, and Lazio have not had a good start to the season.
Mm,
They have not at all. So Napoli is up there with Milan on the table right now, but Lazio are actually towards the far end of the table. I don't think they've won any game yet. Yeah, I tell
yeah.
you. But it's still a team that is being coached by Mauricio Sarri, who used to coach Chelsea, or who
Mm-hmm.
coached Chelsea for a season.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's a good coach.
Mm,
So it should not be easy for Napoli, but
mm.
another good game, big game coming up this weekend, man.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's some other exciting stuff happening in the world of football here and there. Um, talking about La Liga and
Uh,
a
oh,
special
bruh,
midfielder.
bruh. I think the best thing coming out of La Liga right now is one person, Jude Bellingham.
Come on,
Jude
come
Bellingham
on,
is the biggest news in La Liga right now,
come
and
on.
I'm so excited for the guy. So excited for the guy.
Yeah.
Jude Bellingham has had beautiful start to the season. So for me, last season, I felt like Madrid's most exciting player was Vini Jr. I still
Mm,
love Vini Jr. Shout out to Vini Jr. I still love him. He's a great player.
sure, sure.
But it feels like Jude has come in and Jude wants to take that away from Vini. Bruh, the midfielder is 20 years old, bruh. In the first 3 games of the season, he has 4 goals and 1 assist. Bruh, you can't make this stuff up, man. You
No,
just can't make it up.
yeah.
Shout out to Jude Bellingham, man. What a start to the
Come on,
season.
come
He's
on.
having a great time. He
Yeah,
scored headers, he scored a volley, he's done. Bruh, man. Now the funny thing is, there are not many English players who play outside of England. You know that, you know.
that's right. Yeah, that's why this is exciting.
So yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So many of the English players they stay around the Premier League or familiar places. So you can see even Mason Mount. He's leaving Chelsea. He's going to Manchester United.
mm,
So he's still in England. Most of the guys are in England. It's one of the reasons I also do. I think people like Tammy Abraham, who plays in Roma,
mm,
and Fikayo Tomori, who plays in Milan.
that's right. Yeah,
Loftus-Cheek, who has also gone to Milan now. So I think it's good for these players to at some point try to play outside of England.
yeah,
So to see Jude Bellingham, a 20-year-old guy, now not just go to any team, go to a team like Real Madrid,
that's
where
right.
the
Yeah.
shirt is heavy.
Whew,
To
yeah,
wear the Real Madrid shirt is heavy. You can
yeah.
ask someone like Eden Hazard.
Come on.
You could ask there are players who go to Real Madrid and they just the pressure is so much. But this is a
That's
20 year
right.
old boy, and he scores and he's like, "This is me, bro. This is
It
me." So shout
takes
out to Jude Bellingham, man.
it takes a special amount of confidence to be able to perform at
It
that
does.
level, and the boy has a
It
really, really
does.
strong mentality. I mean, he's already been
It
strengthened by
does.
going to Bundesliga from England, so
Yeah.
he's developed and matured a lot. Plus, like, I mean, when he plays, you see the maturity in the way that he plays. He plays
Yeah.
like, he's like 27, 28, and he's been playing for like, a long time. But like you said, the boy is
Yeah.
only 20 years old and he's tearing up La Liga.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, all the best to him and like keep
All the
shining.
best to
And
him, man.
this is
All
this
the
is
best,
why
man.
we
Shout
love
out.
the game of football the way that we love it. Is
Yeah.
to see these
Yeah.
players like this.
Yeah.
He's the present and the future of England right now, along with a bunch of
Very
other
true.
youngsters. Harry Kane
Very
is
true.
sort of like like a bit down the line, but you got Saka coming up, you got Jude
Yeah.
Bellingham coming up. Like these players, like
Yeah.
they're the future of England. So exciting to see Jude
Yeah.
Bellingham perform this way.
Very good. Especially in the midfield that already has Toni Kroos, Luka Modric,
Yeah,
Chouameni, Fede Valverde. So to be in that kind of a team and at that age, even with Kamavinga and all that, well, Kamavinga is like you can play anywhere. So as you said, man, shout out to Jude. Shout out
yeah,
to Jude, man.
yeah,
I hope he has a wonderful season. He needs it. He needs it. He needs it. Shout
yeah.
out to him, man. Still speaking about what's happening around. Saudi have done something again.
Ah, yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Roberto Mancini, one-time Manchester City manager, actually he just left his post as the Italian national team manager. He's now the Saudi Arabian national team coach. So
Wow, that's
more
big.
people going to get Saudi wages, bro. More people going to get Saudi wages.
Let's see.
More
Maybe
people getting
that'll
Saudi wages.
inspire them to produce more of those moments like they did against Argentina in the World Cup.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. I think I also hope that he goes as expected. He should watch some of the league games, go around, see some of these league games as they happen, see how the Saudi players do and all of that. But
Yeah,
I think it's a good signing. Mancini is an experienced coach for both club side and international. So shout out to him. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I think that's it for this week from us. Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I think so. That's let's not give people too much. That's it. That should be
If
all
you've
right.
made
Yeah.
it, if you made it this far, thanks for being with us and hit the like button, to show us some love and subscribe to stay updated with us and everything that we're putting out. And feel free to connect with us on our socials on Instagram and TikTok. Let us know if you have any feedback for us. Let us know if there's anything you want to hear us talk about. As
Yeah.
as we've said many times, we could go on and on talking about football. So because there's so
Yeah,
much
we
to just
can.
talk
We
about,
can.
right?
We can. Yeah.
But
Before we forget though, shout out to the 16-year-old Barca boy.
oh
So that
yeah,
Dennis doesn't kill us.
yeah, Dennis, our social media manager
Yeah.
loves Barcelona, and yeah, shout out to the 16-year-old
Yeah, I
who
think it's
made a
Yamal or someone.
Yamal. He made it's
I
a
think that's his
record,
name.
right? Youngest
Yeah, the youngest
assist.
assist
Okay,
this
so there you go,
century. Yeah.
Dennis. We talked about your Barcelona, and
Boom! We
you
did.
can get happy. You can get happy. Say a shout out to Yamal, but and Barca for that record.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there's
Yeah.
anything that you guys, folks listening to the end, if you have any suggestions for us, if there's anything big happening in your part of the football world, hit us up, let us know, and we'll look into it and we'll talk about it. But we'll see you next week. I may be happy,
Yep.
I may be frustrated.
I hope
We'll
you're
see what
okay. I just
happens.
hope you're okay.
I
I hope you're okay.
I know eventually I'll be okay, but
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
I love my team. I love my Arsenal, so I want them to do well. So let's see. I'll be either happy or
All
frustrated.
right.
But no matter what,
All
we
right.
will see you. So we will see you then.
Yes, man. See ya.
See you guys.